And now, for the reason I think you're all here, and I will need to keep my glasses on. On September 30, 2019, the City of Oakwood received a 5-page report entitled, "Who Gets Stopped in Oakwood? The Racial Divide." The report was prepared by Advocates for Basic Legal Equality Incorporated, ABLE. The authors are Ellis Jacobs, Senior Attorney with ABLE, and Dr. Martha Hurley, PhD, University of Dayton Professor and Director of Criminal Justice Studies. The report is attached as Exhibit A. Exhibit B attached hereto is a statement read aloud and into the record by Mayor William Duncan at the October 7, 2019 Oakwood City Council meeting. As mentioned in the October 7, 2019 statement, the City of Oakwood takes all matters related to the delivery of public services very seriously. The city committed to completing a thorough review of the report and to prepare a written response. This document is that response. The City of Oakwood has a long history of placing strong emphasis on traffic enforcement. This has been the case for decades and will continue. It is a cornerstone of our public safety department's policing philosophy and plays a key role in reducing crime, OVI, and other traffic offenses that often directly or indirectly contribute to unsafe situations and vehicle and/or pedestrian accidents. The result is a community where all citizens are comfortable in their homes and on city streets, and in particular, where parents are confident that their children are in a safe environment. Why is traffic enforcement a high priority in Oakwood? The entire city of Oakwood consists of approximately 2 square miles, with nearly all the land area devoted to residential living. Exhibit C attached hereto and behind me is a map of Oakwood that shows in yellow highlight the residential land and blue highlight the commercial. Oakwood is essentially one big residential neighborhood. State Route 48, Far Hills Avenue, bisects Oakwood. It is a 4-lane highway serving as a major and primary thoroughfare between downtown Dayton and the southern Montgomery County suburbs. In 2016, about 13,400 vehicles per day traveled through Oakwood along Far Hills Avenue. The count was about 15,300 per day in 2019. There are 4 public schools in Oakwood, 1 elementary on the west side of Far Hills, and an elementary, junior high, and high school on the east side. Oakwood is a walking community in every respect. Given the small geographic size of the community and short distances to each of the 4 schools, Oakwood does not operate a school busing system. Hundreds of Oakwood students in grades 1 through 12 cross Far Hills Avenue daily as they travel to and from school, play in and around our community, go home for lunch, and socialize with friends. The unique characteristics of our community demand regular and focused attention on traffic enforcement. The report. From a data analysis perspective, the ABLE report is seriously flawed in several ways, rendering it inconclusive at best or invalid at worst. The primary flaws. The report focuses on a comparison by race of traffic citations. It presents a breakdown of race by persons receiving traffic citations, yet does not provide a breakdown by race of persons driving through the community, as this information is unknown and unknowable. The report also does not present a breakdown by race of persons that are driving through the community with suspended driver's licenses, outdated vehicle registrations, active warrants, or in stolen vehicles. During our subsequent discussions with the authors of the report, they acknowledged this key lack of significant data. The report directly compares the city of Oakwood with the city of Kettering, yet the 2 communities are very different. Oakwood is about 2 square miles, almost entirely residential, and with 1 major thoroughfare bisecting it. Kettering is a mixed-use community of about 18 square miles, with a roadway network much more expansive than Oakwood. Like for Oakwood, the report provides no data on the breakdown of race of persons driving on the various Kettering streets, nor does it address differences in Oakwood and Kettering traffic enforcement priorities. License plate check. An important tool used by the Oakwood Public Safety Department and by police departments throughout Ohio and nationwide is license plate checks, whether officer initiated or via automatic license plate readers. This tool is used to locate persons with active warrants for arrest and stolen vehicles. It also identifies unlicensed and suspended drivers. The ABLE report expresses concerns about the use of license plate checks as a policing tool, despite the fact that it has been upheld as a valid, lawful tool by federal courts, including our own Sixth Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals. The case is United States versus Ellison. Oakwood finds this tool particularly useful to ensure a safe community. There could be no question that unlicensed, uninsured, or suspended drivers pose a danger to everyone, and there is value in detecting these offenses when they occur. From January 1, 2016 through October 28, 2019, the Oakwood Public Safety Department made 152 warrant arrests. These arrests originated from a variety of scenarios, including investigation of suspicious persons, dispatch calls for service, routine field interviews, other local agencies locating a subject on an Oakwood warrant, and traffic stops. Of the 152 arrests, 34 were a direct result of random license plate check. Nearly 1/4 of the persons with arrest warrants were found via random license plate check. It is also important to note that when running license plate checks, officers must obtain additional information before they have sufficient probable cause to make a traffic stop for any reason other than an outstanding warrant. When a plate check identifies a licensing issue, it only indicates that the vehicle's registered owner has an outstanding licensing issue. The officer must confirm that the person driving matches the description of the registered owner, and this must occur before initiating that traffic stop. Although license plate checks are an important and valuable policing tool, they are only one small part of the Oakwood traffic enforcement program. In 2016, the year that was analyzed by ABLE, the Oakwood Public Safety Department made 392 traffic stops through the use of random license plate checks, stops that resulted in the operator receiving a traffic citation or a suspended driver's license or driving without a license. Of those 392 stops, 143 involved black drivers. During that same year, the Oakwood Safety Department conducted 4,302 traffic stops. Of these traffic stops, 2,216, or 52%, resulted only in a warning to the driver. The legal, lawful, and standard practice of conducting license plate checks accounts for only about 9% of our total enforcement activity, and just 3% of our total enforcement activity involved license plate checks of black drivers. The two streets where license plate checks are most often conducted are Far Hills Avenue and Schroyer Road. The daily vehicle traffic on these two streets is about 29,000 cars per day, or 10.6 million vehicles annually. The Oakwood Municipal Court. Oakwood has its own municipal court and employs a city prosecutor. The prosecutor and court operate in compliance with all state laws, and the court is recognized as well-run and fair to all. There is no evidence to suggest that persons of any race or ethnicity are treated differently in the Oakwood Municipal Court. the Oakwood Municipal Court operates a driver's license intervention program to assist those who are cited for driving while unlicensed or under suspension. Through this program, many participants have been successful in resolving outstanding suspensions, forfeitures, and warrant blocks, earning substantial charge reductions and exiting the program with a valid driver's license and automobile insurance. Perception of Oakwood. Some people perceive Oakwood as unwelcoming to minorities. This is an image assigned decades ago, but it is not an accurate description of our community today. Oakwood has become more diverse over the past decade or two, and we believe that this positive trend will continue. Actions the city will take. The ABLE report recommended that Oakwood commission an independent study of its current traffic stop data and adopt policies and provide training to ensure that all people driving in Oakwood are treated fairly and without discrimination. In subsequent meetings with city staff, the ABLE authors also requested that the Oakwood Public Safety Department discontinue the use of random license plate check. The city will not commission an independent study because an independent study would not change the fact that the ABLE report cannot be interpreted meaningfully without additional data that is both unknown and unknowable. In the delivery of public service, the city continuously looks for opportunities to improve, notwithstanding that the ABLE report is inconclusive at best or invalid at worst. The city will take the following actions. We will continue to regularly review and update as necessary our existing anti-bias policies to reflect law enforcement best practices. A copy of our existing policy, which has been in place since 2012, is attached hereto as Exhibit D. 2, we will continue our training of Oakwood public safety officers and command staff on matters related to cultural diversity, implicit and explicit bias, and related topics, consistent with recognized law enforcement best practices. Our current training, which has also been in place since 2012, is effective and equals or exceeds training provided by other local jurisdictions. We will evaluate post-training impact assessment programs to determine if they add value to our training and provide measurable and meaningful benefit. 3, we will continue our policies and procedures related to the conduct of lawful license plate checks. 4, we will continue to openly support the positive values of diversity in our community and encourage like support by all of our citizens. And 5, we will continue to support our public safety department and its outstanding professionals to ensure that they enforce our traffic laws and keep our community safe. This report will be on our website in the morning, and we will also send, if anybody from the media would like that this evening, we can get that to you at the end of our meeting. Before we go to the visitor section of our meeting, I would like to see if any other members of council have anything they would like to add.